And the implication of all these pressures is we have serious issues of food and nutrition insecurity, which the last speaker has dwelt on. So I'm going to skip but give some few indices. Nigeria presently is one of the countries that has serious hunger severity index. We also have a cereal self-sufficiency ratio less than Niger Republic. We have a cereal self-sufficiency ratio of 0.6. This is the ratio of domestic production against total import of cereals. And as you can see from the lower graph, most of this import is coming from wheat and rice importations. We have more than 12% of the population seriously undernourished. And in addition to lack of food, we have issues with the quality of food, especially issues of vitamin A deficiency, issues of zinc deficiency, iron deficiency, selenium deficiency, and so on. And because most of our food is starch-based, cereal-based farming systems, where we don't diversify our food intake, a lot of people, especially in the rural areas, have serious malnutrition. Globally, there are different efforts to address such malnutrition, including through breeding of crops that are biofortified, such as the orange flesh sweet potato, and increasing the concentration and bioavailability of some crops. One of such ways is through what is now gaining ground as nutrition-sensitive agriculture, or geonutrition, in which you fortify the amount of micronutrients particularly that are finally taken by humans by supplying them through the soil up the food chain from livestock and through better processing, so that human nutrition is improved through geonutrition. But this approach also requires very good knowledge of the soil resources, very good knowledge of the nutrient contents of the soil. So we have to seriously improve our food production through intensification if we are to feed ourselves. Intensification means producing much more from the same piece of land. But if we are to intensify, we have to do it sustainably so that we don't destroy the land resources, which means we have to optimize our farming systems without seriously impacting the environment. And one of the ways we can sustainably intensify is to practice more of the site-specific nutrient management. It's not a new concept. It's simply a plant need-based approach for feeding crops. You take into consideration the supplying power of the soil. You consider the requirement of the crop. Then you look at what you need to supplement what the soil does not supply. And you also encourage natural recycling of the soil resources, such as organic matter and microbial activities that improve the release of nutrients. And the principle works on the 4R nutrient stewardship approach. So essentially, site-specific nutrient management involves 3 steps. First of all, you have to establish a target yield. If you are growing any crop, you know its potential and you know what you can achieve and you know the resources you have. So if you know the target yields, then you will know the amount of nutrients you require to reach that target yield and the kind of practices you need to put in place. Then after establishing the target yield, you now quantify what is supplied by the indigenous sources, from the soil, from the manure, crop residues, and so on. After that, you now make the difference by applying fertilizers. And of course, you apply the fertilizers using the 4R principle of nutrient stewardship. That is, you apply the right source, right type of fertilizer at the right amount, that is right rate, at the right time, and using the right place of application. So essentially, this is the summary of the 4R principle, which was promoted by the International Plant Nutrition Institute. First of all, you have to diagnose the soil and ensure that you know the types of nutrients that are lacking and establish which type of fertilizer will address that deficiency. Then you establish the amount of fertilizer you need to balance the supply from the soil. Then you have to put the fertilizer at the right place for optimum uptake by the plants, which means you have to synchronize as much as possible. You have to follow the 3 principles of soil fertility management. You understand what are the nutrients that are limiting. You try to synchronize application and uptake of the plants, and you try to recycle as much as possible nutrients in the soil. Then you have to apply at the right time, taking into consideration factors such as weather and so on. There are, of course, many challenges to adoption of the site-specific nutrient management. One of the biggest challenges is the problem of low access and high cost of soil testing. If you are going to use the current conventional soil testing, and with the facilities we have in this country, it will take you a long time without getting the results for you to make decisions and apply fertilizer. And our soils, of course, are highly variable and so on, so you need the soil testing to understand what you need to apply. So that is a problem. But with recent advances in spectroscopy, with the soil doc kit, I think some of these things will be addressed, especially in the coming years when there is better advancement in the dry spectroscopy. Then the time it takes to carry out soil analysis and the cost will eventually come down. Another issue that is making farmers not to adopt site-specific nutrient management is also the high cost of fertilizers, or sometimes the lack of the right types of fertilizers. And also, most of the recommendations presently are based on monoculture. Most of the things done are on monocropping systems. So we need to understand the requirements under multiple crops. Then, of course, the socioeconomic status of the farmers is a big issue. So I want to share a bit of our experience with some of the approaches in site-specific nutrient management. And one of the experiences I want to share is the Tamasa project, taking maize agronomy to scale. In that project, we tried to develop a simple tool that can be used on farmers' field to advise on the right type of fertilizer and the amounts he needs to apply for a target yield. Generally taking into consideration the resources he has and the types of history of his farm, the practices he carried out. So for a start, we did nutrient omission trials in 2015 and 2016 to understand the various responses of various soils to different nutrients. And based on the nutrient response trials, we calibrated the QUEFS model, the quantitative evaluation of fertility of tropical soils. It's a simple, well-known model to assist in giving us recommendations on fertilizer use, particularly NP and K. We now tested this on the field in 2017 to see how our recommendation measures up against soil test and the current national recommendations across ecological regions. We then incorporated the quotes into a simple app that can be used to advise farmers, and we ran some validation trials. So this is essentially what the interface of the app is. Nutrient expert form is you can ask the farmer a number of questions to establish his practices, and based on those questions and the resources he has, you advise him on the best fertilizer combinations to use and what will give him the best economic return. Other tools, similar tools available include the Rice Advice and the Aclimo app for cassava developed by IT. From the time we worked to last year, OCP Africa and Sasaka Africa Association have used this nutrient expert tool for maize to advise more than 20 farmers on fertilizer application. And this is an example of the comparison between our recommendation method and the soil test-based method and the normal regional recommendation we have on ecological zones. The yields, if you look at the first bar, Nigeria, the yields of the three methods are similar, just about 4 tons per hectare. However, by using the nutrient expert, we recommended about 11 kg lower, 9 kg and 11 kg lower amounts of potassium than the other recommendations. Also, the agronomic efficiency of P and K were 300 and 250 kilogram per kilogram of fertilizer use, compared to 150 and 70 when you use the regional recommendation. So in essence, with this recommendation, the yields are not significantly different from what you get from soil test-based recommendations and the regional recommendation, but the returns you get on investment is higher, and also the environmental benefits are better because you have taken into consideration the nutrient supplying power of the soil before you made the fertilizer recommendations. Also, through a number of projects, one of our students tried to develop management zones using geospatial extrapolations. He used a large number of data sets, more than 3,000, from different trials we have done in various projects, including OCP fertilizer project and fertilizer response trials. And based on that, different zones were delineated for various availability of various nutrients and the responses to the nutrients, and principal components analysis, K-means and so on were used to delineate the soils. And he came up with 4 types of soils. He called them management zone 1, 2, 3, and 4. In management zone 4, there is not much response to application of nutrients due to a number of issues, some of which were explained by Professor Bala, non-responsive soils, low in organic matter, and so on. But in the other management zones 1, 2, 3, they differed in their responses to the 3 major nutrients. If you look at zone 1, the response to N application was much lower compared to zone 2 and 3. If you look at zone 3, it has higher response to nitrogen and phosphorus. And if you look at potassium, for most of the soils, you don't need to apply potassium. Of course, these are things that differ with sites. But for many of the soils, we apply potassium when we don't really need to apply. A third approach is to use crop simulation modeling to arrive at fertilizer recommendation still based on target yields. And essentially what you do is get different layers of information about climate, about soils, about slope, about temperature, and so on. And based on overlaying these layers, you come up with zones, delineations that have similar soil, climatic factors, and so on, and use that to predict the performance of any crop. But of course, like I said earlier, the limitation is you need to have information on soil, you need to have information on climate, you need to have information on slope and so on. And you know, in this country, some of these information are difficult to get. And sometimes where they are available, different agencies want to hold the information. If you want to go and get data on climate, for example, it will take you a lot from NIMET to have the data, even though it's going to be for national good. So this is an example. We look at, in Kano State, if we grow maize using 120 kgN as an example, and 30 kgN, that is the top and the bottom, what will be the yields we are going to get in different areas of the state? If we plant in mid-June with the same fertilizers, early June and so on. So this is a kind of site-specific and crop-specific management in which you plan before you go to the field, what you are going to grow and when you are going to grow. But of course, like I said, it will, to be accurate and to be consistent, you need a very good resolution of the various data. And to get that, I think we have to push for a national land information system. This will be different from the proposed harmonized national soil database. I know there has been talk about the soil survey that will take place and so on, and the need to have a national soil database. But I think the ministry needs to push for a multi-agency land information system in which different agencies will provide information, like NIMET should provide information on various climate data. NASDA, the space agency, should provide information on various things from their satellite activities. The Department of Land Resources and Climate Change Services should provide information on the soil surveys they have done and so on, so that we have a national repository that is well secured, that can be assessed for planning both agriculture, site-specific agriculture, but also for managing risk in terms of flood, natural disaster, and so on. So, ladies and gentlemen, in conclusion, the rate of population increase in Africa far outpaces the rate of increase in food production, and the average yields of our crops need to increase from 2 tons per hectare to about 7 tons per hectare by 2050 if we are to feed ourselves. This translates into an increase of about 130 kg per hectare per year. To address current malnutrition levels, sustainable intensification, diversification of diets, and biofortification of foods are required. Site-specific nutrient management is a key approach that will promote sustainable intensification as well as biofortification of foods through geonutrition. Appropriate decision tools to support site-specific nutrient management need to be urgently developed and promoted. Also, government needs to provide enabling environment that supports site-specific nutrient management through multi-agency collaboration in developing a national land information system. So as a final shot, because when you talk of some of these things using technology, they appear new and abstract, and they are bound to be rejected. I want to read a letter written by Martin van Bowen, the governor of New York in 1830, to the President of the United States when they introduced train. He said, "Dear Mr. President, the canal system of this country is being threatened by a new form of transportation known as railroads. As you may well know, Mr. President, railroad carriages are pulled at an enormous speed of 15 miles per hour by engines, which in addition to endangering life and limb of passengers, roar and snort their way through the countryside, setting fire to crops, frightening women and children. The Almighty certainly never intended that people should travel at such breakneck speed of 15 miles per hour. But where are we with trains now? Also, the chairman of IBM, Thomas Watson, in 1943, said, I think there will be market for maybe 5 computers. I mean 5 computers. That was in 1943 when they talked about making computers. He said there will be market for about 5. Now everybody is using computers. In 1976, William Orton, the president of Western Union, said this telephone has too many shortcomings to be seriously considered as a means of communication. So where are we? And in 1946, Daryl Zanuck of 20th Century Fox said television won't be able to hold on to any market it captures after the first 6 months. People will soon get tired of staring at plywood box every night. And finally, in 1966, the Time magazine said remote shopping, while entirely feasible, will flop. Now we're talking about. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Kindly appreciative them all. And I think the Vice Chancellor wants to do that as well.
Can we invite the Rector of Ekiti State Polytechnic, Professor Adesodu, to appreciate you on behalf of the Sunshine Society. This way, come this way. The mic is recorded, that's why we need it.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. On behalf of Social Society of Nigeria and Bowen University, I present you this gift for a very excellent presentation. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Another round of applause for him. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for this. Dr. Kayode Adesodu is one of our professors and a pride to this society. Please stand again for recognition. Thank you for being here. That's Dr. Adesodu very much. Cultural display. We now wait for the cultural troupe, the cultural display. They are here now. Oh, thank you, sir. That's the prof right here. There you go.
Please permit me to stand on the existing protocol. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Iwo. I always say welcome to Iwo, London. The gentleman is holding up what I am sure you can recognize as a representation of a parrot, because Iwo is associated with the parrot. Indeed, the parrot is the totem of Iwo land. And the short presentation you are going to see tells a short story about the people and the parrot. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Quick. rí yín.
applause for them. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. That's cultural value now there, and it is one that should be appreciated. Another round of applause for them. Thank you. We now come to the award to distinguished soil scientists and the launch of the annual conference proceedings of SSSN. Mr. Vice Chancellor, sir. We still have to thank you for your patience. Before the Vice Chancellor comes on, Dr. Jerome Husni, he has been a keynote speaker before in one of our conferences and has also been with us constantly for some of these conferences. We hope you'll be able to join us next year, where we will consider you for an award. Inshallah, God spare our life. Professor Adesodun Kayode, honestly, this mask thing, it makes you not to recognize those you should give honor to. We said we have vice chancellors, we have rectors, we have provosts. He's one of the rectors we currently have. I don't know if we have any other one, but he won't be the only one. Very soon, others will join him. Professor Adesodun, stand up for recognition. Thanks a lot. He has also supported us in the past, the society, and we look forward to more support. Thank you very much. The provost, I don't know, College of Agric, if he's here. If he's not here, okay, it's not. You need to be recorded. Oh, it's okay. Yeah. Okay. Yes.
All right, as it is our usual character and fashion, we would like to keep appreciating outstanding people. We are all outstanding, but at various points in time, just like the president mentioned, we shall be recognized. I want to invite the Ogbuefi himself, my teacher, the registrar of NISS, who will step forward to make these presentations to these names. And when an Ogbuefi is standing and making a giving you an award, it only means that you should be able to pledge something for the society. This society has thrived by goodwill, and I think that we should do everything to sustain it. Ladies and gentlemen, I will invite Professor Chude. These are advocates to come forward as we make presentations to these ones, and
great. Professor to receive this outstanding soil scientists. Professor Cindy, please step forward. He is a convener but chairman of the board of fellows. Professor Cindy, is he here? He stepped out.
okay, we'll wait for him.
All right.
This Professor Jubilee.
Professor Jibrin Mohammed, please step forward to receive this Professor Jibril happened to be one of my best students. So he will do something. It is significant that your teacher is giving you, has been asked to give you this award. Please don't disappoint me. You're welcome. Congratulations. You are an eagle. You continue to fly higher and higher, right? The next time we'll be first felicitating with Professor Jibrim will be when he gets a ministerial appointment. It's coming. Say something. You pledge.
Okay, so I will.
Because I'm here.
Yes, as a poor teacher, I will pledge 20,000.
Put your hands together. I will talk to him later, don't worry. Thank you. It's in progress. You can do something. The zonal coordinator, not central science. What is what you can do? A pledge to support the society. Or pledge. Say something.
No, don't worry. I will make my pledge private.
All right. He will make his pledge private. I take his word. I trust him. President of the Science Society of Nigeria, I'm taking responsibility. He will make his pledge.
Okay.
Yeah. I just go and see the. Is that Titi?
Whether the pledge is to this or to SSN.
This is SSN affair. It's to SSN. The get your heart beating, please. Don't worry. Yeah. Professor Damian Asawalam, a vice chancellor in the making. Congratulations. Yes, thank you for blessing us.
This thing, consider it an honor to be recognized in your presence here today, and I will say something to the society. Appreciation of this to the tune of 25. Thank you.
Professor Temi Tokwe Okusabi. Professor Okusabi is the chairman of all chairmen. He is been responsible for honoring people for the past. When I was the president of the society, I was there for 15 years. In that period, he was doing this job and doing it very well. And he has continued. We're honoring him now in retaliation, but in recognition of the good job he's been doing. Professor Kusabe, congratulations. Yes.
Thank you for the award, 20,000.
LOC chairman of last year.
Professor Martin. One time, Honorable Commissioner for Enugu State. I think he had 2 terms or so. He didn't steal money. He was the LOC chairman of the last conference, one of the highly successful, and he is transforming the society to an IT orient. So let's listen to him. Congratulations. Honorable. Orunu, where you go?
My spending limit is 25,000. So I hereby pledge to offer 25,000 to the club.
Thank you. May I invite the biggest masquerade in the house? The biggest masquerade. Professor Bashiru Ademola Raji. Put your hands together for him. Whatever he gives will go back to his pocket. So
no need to pledge.
So I mean, you will aim at increasing whatever we have currently. As our president, Mr. President, please. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
That is another good student of mine here.
Yes. In fact, that is what I wanted to say. As my supervisor, I know he's going to pledge on my behalf. Since he has acknowledged that I'm a very good student, I will pledge 50,000 naira. And I know my supervisor will support me with 25,000 naira. That makes 75.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. Can I invite?
Did you bring me here to punish me?
No. Can I invite the representative, the representative of the federal minister to step forward and make this presentation on our behalf? Yes. No, you can't stand before the minister and not pledge. Victor Okechukwu Chudi.
Sorry, is he here? Is he here? Thank you. All right.
Please raise it up. Raise it up.
There's wrong spelling here. Okay. This is my money. Oh, it's not institute's money. I pledge a sum of 100,000 naira. Okay, he can continue. You can see me for interpretation later.
Why is he going? Please come.
Yeah. Please, this is for Professor Abdullahi Bala, the keynote speaker. Congratulations, sir.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Enjoy your lecture.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. Yeah. Thank you very much. No. Distinguished scientists, I want to thank you for this honor. I am being cajoled
by the host to make a pledge. So the best I can do is that I have pledged and I will redo my pledge. Thank you.
Professor Charles Igwe.
Professor Charles Igwe. Professor Charles Igwe.
Where is Igwe? Can somebody collect on his behalf and ask him to see us? Yes. And Igwe doesn't have a spending limit. I hope you know that.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
See the camera. You will see us.
Let me thank you on behalf of Professor Charles Igwe, the Vice Chancellor of UNN. I will relay the message to him and I'm sure he's going to get back to you. Thank you very much.
I know that Fashional, yes.
Professor Abayomi Fashional, as a VC of Federal University of Ekiti.
We will collect for him. We will collect for him for Fashional. Foyer VC. Who is in Foyer? Nobody. Okay. Aha, since the sister is here, son of this, the father.
Thank you, sir.
First one you are doing. Another one.
This is another special one. Our eminent soil scientist, who was specially honored today, Professor Ayoade Ogunkunle. Please come forward. Congratulations again, sir.
Thank you very much.
This camera.
I'm a retired man.
I will support this with a sum of 30,000 naira.
Thank you very much. Praise the Lord.
Thank you very much, and a round of applause for everybody who's received this and who's made their pledge. Thank you very much. I'll now call on Deacon. The Deacon, are you ready now to give the vote of thanks? Are you ready for us? So please appreciate Deacon Rodoma to please come and give us the vote of thanks. Sorry?
Before you do that.
Yes, sir.
Sorry.
Yes, sir.
There are other forms of honor and award. This special award that is going to go to two of our eminent scientists. They don't have a plaque, but what they have is even more, worth thousands of naira. I will call on Professor Kayode Adesodun to come forward. Only you will see this, but this is a very good award on behalf of Soil Science and Bowen University for your commitment to the society, for commitment and continuous support to the activities of the society. We give you this as a token of our appreciation. Though it's a token of appreciation, we still expect you to give us something in return. Oliver Twist.
We will do that. Well, I will support with 25,000 naira.
Hey, this is a friend. He's already smiling. I call on Professor Saminu Ibrahim, Nice Council Member, former Vice Chancellor, ATBU. This is also to express our appreciation to you for being there for us whenever we need you. When Professor Saminu Ibrahim was the Vice Chancellor in ATBU, Professor Chude was the President. I was Treasurer, so I know the money that was coming in. He supported our publication of all journals in millions. Every publication. You see some of them carried logo of both Soil Science and ATBU. He was giving us regularly. We are very grateful.
Thank you.
May God continue to enrich you. We know that when you finish with Vice Chancellorship, just like the president for Malam Jibril, we are expecting higher appointments very, very soon. The president is going to reshuffle his cabinet in June. So thank you very much on Broad Soil Science. Don't be tired of pledging for us.
I will do more than just a pledge. I will give. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. A round of applause. Before the vote of thanks, we have a special announcement, and I think this concerned everybody here, just for the continuation of the program. The NISS induction is by 3:30, and it will run from 3:30 to 5:30 p.m. It will be in 2 batches. Okay, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. Please, since the way we are going to use, which is the nursing and physiotherapy Red Hall, has the capacity to take the entire number, keeping in line with the NCDC non-pharmaceutical protocol. The LOC has decided that this can be done at once. Prof, when do we start it? 3:30 or 4? 3:30 or 4? Okay, 3:30. 3:30, it will just afford us time to quickly snatch some lunch. All right? Okay, but Prof, why not let's make it 4 so that people can have lunch? It's 3 already. Please, so that people can have lunch without struggling and hurrying. Okay, 4 p.m., please. Then immediately after that, we will come back for the plenary sessions. All right, at the library here, there are about 5 parallel groups. Okay, yes, here in the library, upstairs and so on. We will pay stays at the various group. Please, if you miss your time, you may not have another time. It's a tight time management. Please don't beg if you miss the time. Ditto tomorrow, we will just come in to start running the sessions at the same places. Let me appreciate everyone for believing in the Soil Science Society of Nigeria. It's because you believe in it, that's why you are staying till now. We appreciate our keynote speakers. We appreciate our fathers. Let me appreciate Professor Adeweye. Good to see you, sir. But you are still looking very young. That's what happened with the soil scientist. We bless God for you. Dr. Fagbero, we appreciate you. And the series of others, we thank you very much. Let me also thank the MC and the anchorman for this occasion. It's been wonderful too. President.
Some people want to know.
No, when all converge here, it's right everywhere. It's right in the library here. Yes.
Just before we go, we have our journals, which this one is a special volume from papers presented at Enugu. And I will call on few people to do the launching so that it can be open for sales. I will call on our friend from IITA to start with it. And I will now see volunteers. Thank you.
Yes, okay, very brief. I must say I've been to this conference. This is now my third time. I must say I'm very impressed with the Soul Science Society of Nigeria being actually able to organize every year this kind of conference and to present these kind of books. So I think that's a wonderful achievement, and I'll pledge 25,000 for this book. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Professor Adediran is a former executive director, the only institute with national mandate for soil. He stepped out. He will step in very soon. Professor T. Ibia is very a quiet man, former commissioner, former deputy vice chancellor, current member of NIS Council, coordinator for North South. Professor T. Ibia. I hope he has not stepped out too. Sorry. Let me catch you. It's only. It's not the question.
I am excited about this. I congratulate the editorial board and the managers of this journal. I will launch it with 10,000 naira.
Thank you. OAU, Professor Duro Oyedere, former Dean, Faculty of Agriculture. Very soon, he'll be joining those in these maroon clothes. Professor Day, welcome. Maybe it's still the Dean.
No.
Okay. Ex-Dean. I don't know which one.
On behalf of my Faculty of Agriculture, the Soil Science Department, Faculty of Agriculture, and my colleagues, I launched it with 10,000 naira.
Thank you. Mrs. Bamidele Rep. Yes, you are representing Permanent Secretary, Federal Ministry of Agri, Director, Federal Department of Land, Agricultural Land and Climate Change Services. Please, keep clapping for her. don't want to announce?
No.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you very much. The rep, this is the era where you don't announce donation from ministry. Is there Professor Adediran? Yes, the immediate past executive director, the only institute with national mandate, council member from RTA, council member of NIS, Southwest coordinator, OCP, problematic soil, OCP.
Thank you very much, Mr. President. Well, I would like to launch this publication with 50,000 naira. Only two. Why not four?
Okay, if there is any volunteer. Any volunteer? Deputy Directors. Professor Yusuf Ado, Deputy Director, IR, there's no T in their own. Deputy Director, IAR. This is IAR. A very good ambassador of Professor Chude, so Professor Chude are giving 100,000.
I'm giving 10% of that. Thank you.
I will call on the rep, Director of Extension, Federal Ministry of Agri. Extension. You will need this for your extension service.
No worries, sir.
Give 10,000. Okay. I would like to thank everyone for your continued support to the society. Like it was mentioned earlier, the society has been doing well on goodwill.
Representative of the visitor to the OMA.
Have been doing well on goodwill, and we continue to thank you for your patronage, for your support, not only physically present at all our conferences, but supporting us financially. We really appreciate that. We are looking forward to more innovation during our conferences. We are hoping to institute awards for young scientists. What we currently have now is OCP supporting young scientists coming for conferences, just sponsorship. But we are looking forward, we are putting in place a scheme where we could support excellence by our young scientists to encourage them to aspire for something higher. And I'm hoping that at the next conference, we'll be able to do that. We are going to have our AGM on Wednesday in the evening by 5 p.m. That is tomorrow. At the AGM, we also welcome indication of intention to host our subsequent conference. The next one will be at IAR, ABU's area 2022. We are hoping to receive bids for 2023, 2024. we want to have long time for planning purposes. We are hoping that the one coming on will be a dual conference, dual mode, where we could have both virtual and physical presentations. This was not possible here, but we hope to have that at ABU Zaria. Those who are interested to host 2023, maybe Professor Igwe will see him to see if he wants to host.
Professor Adoye and the wife want to pledge 15.
Okay, you want to announce?
They say I should tell you.
Professor G.O. Adeoye and the wife, who is also Professor Mrs. Adeoye, in quotes, have pledged 15,000 naira. He's retired but not tired. You can see the two of them are looking very young. Just like it was observed that soil scientists don't get old. They always look young because they have to do a lot of exercise.
This is the only one remaining. You can deposit this in Bowen Library. This is an appreciation for the person.
This copy we are giving to Bowen University Library. The host, the venue for our conference. We'll give you this for the proceeding of the 44th, is it 43rd? For the third conference, we'll give you that and this in appreciation for giving us this venue for this opening ceremony. Thank you very much. Where is the admin secretary? Please, can you get one of the proceedings for the third Okay.
Sorry, please, where NIBS will be having this is almost opposite the 288 bed hostel, exactly where you had your registration yesterday. Please. So I think it's time for lunch.
Yes, it's time for lunch.
Closing prayer.
No, we'll process back.
We will recess. We will recess after the closing prayer. Please, you hold on until Dave. Okay. So we will please allow we the fellows to recess. Let me enjoy the fellow thing now. To recess. Can I invite the representative of the visitor, the Deacon Emmanuel Ubandoma? Many of you will wonder, Deacon Ubandoma hold an MSc in geology. So that's why you can see them talk the way he talked. It's close to us. In fact, we will give him an honorary membership at the next conference by the grace of God. So he's going to give a vote of thanks and closing prayer.
The procession will be in the reverse order. The president and chairman of Bauchi Initiative from Nigeria, Professor Fagbenro, is recognized. We are planning very soon to host a joint conference between Bauchi and soil science. Thank you very much for coming.
The Vice Chancellor of Bowen has already done the vote of thanks. It's just for us to say in English, thank you very much. In French, merci beaucoup. In Yoruba, adupe. In Igbo, dalo. In Hausa, mongode. In Spanish, gracias. And in my language from Jos, Tim. May we rise in honor of the Creator, the Sustainer. He's the reason why we're here. He's the one that has kept us. Since the beginning of the journey, he has helped us. We have crossed many rivers, many mountains, and our parents are now professing, some are coming behind. To him alone be praise, to him alone be glory. As you serve God and humanity, Good health shall be your portion. Promotion shall be your portion. Provision in naira, pound sterling, dollars, favor from men, grants all over the world shall be your portion in Jesus' name. Journey mercies shall be your portion. Even at retirement, you shall be relevant. Long life, God will crown you with it in the name of Jesus. In Jesus' mighty name we have prayed. Amen.
Please stand and keep standing while the fellows go out first. OCP recipient will meet outside for a group photograph.